welcome back to the Swedish country home. For those of you who have not been here before, my name is Hannah and I live in Sweden on a farm with my little family, my 2 girls and my partner and our dog. And we also have 2 rabbits and 3 stick insects. Yeah, so as you can probably see, it's been quite a while since I posted a video on here. I think it's been 3 weeks now. The reason for that is I've been struggling a bit the past few weeks. I've got my health problems, my ME, along with a few other illnesses, and it's been rough. Everything is back to normal after the summer. I've gone back to work, only 2 hours a day at the moment, but still. The girls went back to school a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, I've had quite a few doctor's appointments in the past couple of weeks as well. Just follow-up appointments, but it takes a lot of energy. And on Monday I also started a new treatment for my ME, which I hope will give me a little bit more energy. But trying to manage everything is really hard some days. And I've been thinking a lot lately about what to do going forward. I'm realizing more and more every day that I'm not getting any better. And working as I have been in the work I'm in and the amount of work I've done, it's just not going to work for me a long time. As I said, at the moment I'm still on sick leave. So I'm only working 25%, which is 2 hours a day, 4 days a week. And I can feel that little amount is a struggle. Hopefully from next week I'll be able to work from home 2 days a week, and then I'll be in the office 2 days a week, and I've got Wednesdays off. So I'm hoping that will make it a little bit easier. But still, I realize I really need to make a change. And the problem is being ill, trying to manage everyday life in the society we're in at the moment, which is just mad. It's really difficult to find solutions and also find the time to make changes, because all changes, it takes time. You need to find the solution, you need to take measures to get there. And I'm feeling a bit stuck at the moment. And I think that's also led to me not really feeling up to filming. So what I'm hoping, what I'm aiming for, and I don't know how I'll get there, but that is to be able to work more from home, to be able to manage my time in a different way, and I'd also love to be able to do what I really love to do more, which is making things, crafting, sustainable living, animals, nature, gardening, things that are down to earth, really. I just feel I want to take a step back from this manic world we're living in my own way. I don't want to be a hermit or anything. I still enjoy spending time with friends and people, and yeah, but trying to balance everything and live up to expectations these days, I think we're a lot of people struggling. So yeah, that's kind of the reason for my long absence. Today my girls come home. It's Wednesday. They've been at the dad's for a week. So today I'm going to record this, and then I'm going to pick up my girls and just focus on them. Having a lovely evening and catching up and lots of cuddles. Yeah. So today I'm wearing one of my woolly jumpers. It's turned quite chilly from being really hot last week. Today I think we've got about 13 degrees and it's quite windy as well. We've had a bit of rain. So I've got all my woolly jumpers out, which in a way I really like. I'm quite a cold person. Marcus makes fun of me because I can sleep in like woolly clothes with double duvets and the heating on in the summer. But I like being able to wear nice woolly clothes. And this one, I knitted this last year. It's the Ridery, an Icelandic jumper, and it's knitted in lifewise. And the colours, I chose the colours because we went to every year, or we try to anyway, we go to the Swedish island Gotland, which is just outside the Swedish mainland. And it's a really, really lovely place. And we try to go to this beach, which is quite remote. And it's a really lovely place, a really peaceful place. And we went there, and I was standing looking down at the beach, and I could see these colours. The dark water, which was like greeny bluey colour, and there were the white stones and the sand and the light green seaweed. And I often, when I'm out and about in nature, I see colours and colour combinations, and I like incorporating them into projects, like knitting projects. And I saw these colours and I thought that would look really good in a jumper. So I took a picture and we went to this shop which sells lifewise, and I bought these yarns. So this dark green, which is a greeny bluey colour, represents the sea, and then the lighter green is the seaweed, and it's a lighter grey, that's the stones on the beach, and then down here is a light brown, which is the sand. So I'm really pleased with this. I wore it all through, I think I finished it about October, November, and I wore it all through the winter, and I've been wearing it spring and chilly evenings in the summer as well. So we're actually going back to Gotland in September, in about 3 weeks. On the 22nd we're going. So my plan is to buy some more of this. You can buy it over here as well, but it's a really good, nice shop this that sells Icelandic yarn. So I'm planning to buy at least another sweater quantity, maybe 2, to make myself 1 or 2 more, just to be able to have some in different colours, different patterns. And also, when Marcus turned 40 in April, I gifted him a knitted jumper, well actually 2, but he hasn't received them yet because we've been checking out patterns and yarns and looking into what he wants. And now we think we've found a pattern. So my plan is to buy some yarn for that as well on Gotland. As it's Gotland, they've got loads of Gotland sheep and also loads of yarn, of course, and wool. So I'm hoping to buy some Gotland yarn and knit him a sweater. Yeah, so lots of knitting planned, and I've also I've done quite a lot of crafting. When I'm feeling a bit rough, I'm struggling a bit, the one thing that I can always fall back on is my crafting and creating. Kind of, it relaxes me. It helps me find my feet. Yeah. So what I've been working on, one thing I've tried to do, or I'm trying to do, is reduce my yarn stash. I've got I've got loads of yarn, and it's not all yarn that I really love. I've bought, it's like leftovers from loads of projects through the years. And when I started knitting at the very beginning, I wasn't that picky. I just wanted loads of yarn. So I've got quite a lot of acrylic scraps. I do still sometimes knit in acrylics, depending on projects, but I'm trying to move more towards wool, cotton, linen, the natural fibers. But I've got all these scraps, and I think I showed you in one of my first videos, I crocheted little tiny squares, and I'm still working on that. Every now and then I crochet a square or two, but that was using quite fine acrylic yarn. And then I've got this bit thicker yarn, which didn't work with the others because the squares would turn out too big. So what I found was a pattern, I think it's called the pinwheel blanket. So I've been making these. It's really simple. You knit one of these triangles and then you just change colors and you just go all the way around using short rows. And what I thought I'd do is use up all the scraps, just pick a color and keep going, and then sew them all together and make a bedspread for Olivia's bed, because she really likes loads of colors. She's a colorful person. Yeah, so I've made 6 of these, and I've measured, and I think I'll need 54 6x9 squares to make a bedspread. So another one of those, I like these projects that you can just pick up and knit a square or a triangle and put it to one side and do something else. So this will be a work in progress for quite some time, I guess. But yeah, it's a fun pattern, and a good way to use all those scraps. So I've been working on that, and then last week when the girls were here, Isabelle started rearranging her room, and she's got this music group that she really likes called Dolly Style, which there are 3 girls. I think they're called Molly, Polly and Holly, and they've each got a colour, so they've got their hair and clothes in this colour. So there's one pink and one purple and one blue, and they've also got a symbol each. So I think the pink one's got a heart, and the blue one's got a diamond, and the purple one's got a crescent moon. And Isabelle, she wanted to make her room into a Dolly Style room, so she started putting up posters and tidying up and doing all kinds of things. Put a load of stickers on her wardrobe and things like that. And then she said she wanted bunting, like the bunting I made for the rabbits enclosure. She wanted that in Dolly Style colours for her room, and I thought, yeah, I can do that. And then I thought, she's got her birthday coming up on the 27th of September. So I started thinking, can I make something else Dolly Style inspired for her room? Because you could just go on their webpage and they've got loads of like merchandise things. But they are so expensive, they would cost you an arm and a leg just to get like a pillow or a poster or something. And also I don't think the quality is great, and it's probably not very sustainably produced. So I didn't like the idea of buying from there. So what I thought is maybe I can make some pillows for a bed, just to put on top of the bedspread to make it look nice. So I checked some patterns, and I found this crochet technique, corner to corner. I've never tried that before, so this was a first for me. But I like the idea of designing a pattern in squares, like a cross stitch pattern, and being able to crochet it from one side to the other. So I designed 3 little, very simply, I just printed some graph paper from the internet, and I just sketched out what I wanted it to look like, and how big I wanted it to be. So this is the heart one, and then I've got the moon one in the purple, and the diamond in blue. And it's not at all professionally done, it's just this graph paper and a pen and just, yeah. But it does the job, and I finished the front of the pink one. And I'm working on the back one, back side, which will be just plain pink. And then I've got, that's the blue and the purple. And as I said, I'm trying to move away from acrylics, but for this project I didn't want to use wool because I wanted it to be easily washed, and I did find a cotton yarn in the right colours, but it was too fine, which meant I would have to use it double at least, and it wasn't that soft either, and also it would have been quite expensive. And this acrylic yarn from Hobby, it's called Amigo, was available in the right colours. It's soft, it's easily washed. It's supposed to be kind of sustainably produced, I guess. I'm not sure how sustainably it can be with acrylics. But yeah, I'm not 100% happy with, I like the way it looks. I'm happy with the way it looks. It's just I would have preferred something else other than acrylics, but it is what it is. I'm just going to make them now and hope she likes them. And I bought enough yarn so I can make the bunting as well to go with the pillows. And or cushions, yeah. Yeah, and if I get some leftovers from this, I can just use it in the bedspread for Olivia because it's the right thickness on this, in this yarn. So yeah, that's that. I think I bought the cushions to go inside here, and they're 40 by 40, and these squares are about 38 by 38. I think that will work. If they're a little bit too small, I'll just crochet all around and make an edge to make it a little bit bigger, but we'll see when I get there. yeah, so that's what I've been working on. The shawl I showed you, I think it was in the last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago, is finished, apart from sewing in the ends, and it's supposed to have like tassels all around the bottom, which I haven't done yet. So as soon as I've done that, I'll show you the finished shawl. I think I'll enjoy wearing it when it gets colder. It's really, really soft and warm and fluffy. So yeah. And then I've also got loads. I've gone through some of my projects and oh wow, there are so many unfinished projects. I've got my cross stitch, the Kingfisher, which is almost finished, but I ran out of thread. So I have to order some more before I can get that finished. And then I've got a pair of mittens missing thumbs. Don't know why, they've just been there for a year. And I've got an advent calendar I started a year ago. I think it was about a year ago. Which is made up of little knitted mittens. All in different colours, different patterns. And they've got numbers on them from 1 to 24. And the idea is you string them up on a piece of string or so, hang them on, I don't know, somewhere. And you can just put a little sweetie or a little toy or something in the mittens. And I started it, as I said, about a year ago. Made about 5 or 6 of these mittens and realised I will never be able to finish this in time for Advent. So I put it to one side and thought I'd finish that later on, which I never did. So now we're here again. 3 months till Advent, and I've got about 18 mittens to knit. So we'll see. Maybe I can get it finished, hopefully. Don't know what I'll do with it, who I'm going to give it to, but we'll see. It'll look good when it's done. And then I've got a curtain. This window right next to me is actually the windows going out to our balcony, so it's quite wide. It's about 3.5 meters wide, and I think it was 2 years ago I started knitting a curtain to go all along the top, and it's in a fine cotton yarn, all lace knitting, and I think I've done about just over 2.5 meters, so I've got almost a meter to go. And I think I just got fed up after knitting the same lace pattern over and over again for 2.5 meters in this really fine yarn, and needles 2.5 I think. So I put it to one side and thought I need a break, I need to do something else, and it just stayed there. I haven't picked it up again. So I think I've come to a point where I can finish it now, probably. Knit that for last meter and some edging, and then just get it up. It'll look good. I think it will look good. Looks a bit bare up there now. It's just white. So yeah, so I've got that. Probably a few more projects that needs the finishing touches. I know I've got a couple of shawls that needs blocking. I don't know why I do it. I knit this shawl. I spend hours and hours knitting and knitting, and then when it's done I just leave it. So I can't use it because the ends need weaving in and it hasn't been blocked. So yeah, I really need to get them finished. And if I don't want to use them for myself, maybe I can gift them to someone, because it's not making anyone happy, crumpled up in a corner somewhere. Yeah, so I've got a few projects on the go, and I've also got loads of projects in my head that I want to do. Some of them for Christmas. I've got a few ideas usually for Christmas and summer we gift a little something to the teachers at school. And one year I knitted mittens for all of them. I'm not going to do that this year, but maybe something smaller, knit something or make something. I got a few ideas, so I'll show you when I'm up and running with that. Yeah, and it's only the end of August, but I've already started thinking about Christmas and Advent. I really love the preparing, making things, baking, decorating, all of that. I love it. So yeah, and as it gets a bit cooler and darker in the evenings, I've started to light candles, and yeah, I like that bit. I don't like the cold, but it is cozy. Yeah, so loads of crafting projects. I've also got loads of other projects I want to do, but sorry. I also have to manage my energy and be realistic with what I can do. We've got this flower bed outside. I would really like to do something about that. I've tried a couple of times. It's quite shallow, this flower bed, because it's got stone right underneath. And I've tried roses twice, they died. I've tried lavender twice. The first time I think they were a bit neglected. So yeah. The second time, last year, they looked really pretty. They were all flowering. We had loads of bees and butterflies and everything. And I was really happy. It was just the way I wanted it. And in the spring this year, I went out to trim it down a bit. And I realized that all but one had died in the winter. I think there were 16 lavender plants. And they had all died, except one. So I'm not going to try that again. I've spent so much time and so much money buying these plants and trying to take care of them, and they just die. But this flower bed is right at the entrance of our house. And at the moment it's looking really sorry for itself, with loads of dry leaves and dead lavender and weeds. So I would really like to try to do something. What I'm thinking now is maybe buying flower bulbs and start out in the early spring with some snowdrops and things like that, crocus, and then daffodils, tulips, and then go all through the summer with different flowers flowering at different times. I think that might work. So we'll see. That's one project. Yeah, just loads of things I want to do, really. But one thing at a time, and I will show you if I get up to something new. And yeah, we've also got the big applesauce making coming up. This is a project I do every year. I make applesauce, loads of applesauce. We use it for loads of things, really. On the porridge in the morning, Weetabix and applesauce, which is really nice. And we have it for pancakes. You can use it in baking. And I make quite a lot every year, because I make enough for everyone in my extended family. So I know my brother goes through quite a lot in a year for his breakfast. I don't think my dad uses that much, but maybe a little bit. And we use quite a lot as well. So I know one year, a few years back, I made 25 kilos of it. It's a lot of applesauce. Last year, I think it was about 14 kilos. But it's almost all gone. So someone eats a lot of applesauce. But we have this kitchen, it's like a kitchen machine thing that purees the apples, and it's really, really easy. You just chop them up. You don't have to remove the core or anything. You boil them for a little while, make them a bit soft, and then just push them through this machine and it purees them. And then you just boil them again with sugar, and then we freeze it. So we've got this big freezer in the cellar at my dad's house, and we just freeze it there. So yeah, maybe this weekend. The apples are quickly falling off the tree. I think they're quite early this year, because usually I make this applesauce sometime around my birthday, which is on the 23rd of September. But I can see now that I can't wait that long, because the apples are all falling off. So yeah, so that's a project for a day soon, when I've got the energy. We're also having a bit of a late birthday party for Olivia on Saturday, because when her birthday was at the end of July, Marcus got COVID, so we had to cancel. And then we had rebooked it for like 2 weeks ago, and then Olivia got a bad cold, so we had to cancel again. So now we hope everyone stays healthy and everyone wants to come, and we can have a party for her. I'm also making a dinosaur cake. I've promised her to make her a dinosaur cake, so we'll see how that goes. I might put up a little bit of footage of that when it's done, or when I'm making it, we'll see. Yeah, so this was a bit of a chatty one, a rambly one maybe, but just to catch up about what I've been up to, the current situation. I'm not my best at the moment, but struggling on. Yeah, we'll just see. If anyone's got any ideas, suggestions as to moving on with my life, finding a different way, please put your ideas in the comments below. Would be greatly appreciated. I'm so grateful for any tips or ideas, or just input, really. Yeah, about anything. I'd love any comments. And if you like this, if you want to see more of me, please press the subscribe button. You can also find me on Instagram at the Swinglish Country Home, the same as here. Yeah, so I think that's it for now. Take care, everyone, and I hope to speak to you soon again. Bye.